cannot tell you how many emails and messages I've received over the last 7 years from all of you asking me to come to the United Kingdom, particularly London, to tour a home. Look, it took us a minute, but we finally made it happen. Right behind me is an impeccable estate in Roehampton, just outside of central London, originally built in 2017, thoroughly remodeled in 2026, featuring 4 levels with exquisite finishes and a lush private backyard, all just minutes away from Richmond Park, one of London's historic royal parks. This home is a contemporary take on a British Georgian country house, whether it's the smooth stucco with all of the Belgian bluestone trim work, or the strong emphasis on symmetry, which is a hallmark of Georgian architecture. I like how everything is spaced out. We have oversized windows, central gable design that draws your attention to the entry where we have the stone portico, again utilizing the same Belgian bluestone. And then we have our pitched hipped roof with dormer windows, allowing natural light and air to go into the attic space, because on that level, we have 3 bedroom suites that we will cover later. Essentially, those bedrooms are nicely concealed into the roof itself. Now, if you look closely to the dormers, you'll see that they've used LED flashing to waterproof those sections, and the same LED is also used around the window trims, the stone portico, to waterproof these tight corners and sections that overlap. Now, the other detail that I really like is how they used bluestone around the window openings underneath the sills. And it's a beautiful natural stone that complements the light gray stucco. And over here, again, that same stone is used to create these pillars, the cover section, and that's our front door leading us to the foyer. Now, over on the other side, we have the doors opening up to the 1-car garage. And given that we're in the United Kingdom, we had to bring a British car, hence this beautiful Aston Martin DB9. Looks so nice on the driveway here. Now, speaking of the driveway, on the floor, they've used epoxy pebble finish to create this natural look that's very, very durable. Now, given our proximity to the streets and how close we are to the neighboring properties on each side, property is nicely hedged, so your arrival experience is pretty private. And then we have 2 gates opening up to the motor court, so getting in and out of this property is very easy. And then lastly, coming back to the entry, to our right, we have a light well, allowing natural light and fresh air to go down to the basement level. And this is a really nice design element that benefits the basement. Now, to sum up, we have 4 levels in total. Basement, main level, 2 floors above that where we have majority of the bedroom suites. So much to cover. Let's go inside. I'm excited to welcome all of you to Langdale House. Behind this beautiful front door, we have our foyer. As soon as you walk in, the first thing you see is the view of the backyard and steel case doors that open up to your great room. Then on the floors, we have limestone, light color walls with all of this intricate trim work and crown molding throughout. We got a gorgeous rustic console with a marble countertop, and we're gonna see these aged mirrors, these rustic elements throughout the property as well. Now, the other detail I want to point out here is the recessed in floor mat with this brass trim. This is a common feature in British homes, and I like that as soon as you walk in, you can simply clean off your shoes, take them off, and walk into your property. Now, to our right, behind these double doors, we have the reception room, or I'm gonna call it the formal living room. It's such an elegant space, whether it's the oak hardwood floors, trim work that wraps the room, beautiful furnishings, and oversized windows facing the courtyard and bringing so much natural light in. And before I cover all of the details and the design elements here, let's get the specs out of the way. We have 7 bedrooms, 6 full, 2 half baths, 8,496 square feet of interior space, situated on 0.25 acre plot, on the market for £9,950,000, which is around $13.5 million. Now, I want to give big thanks to the developer, Richstone Properties, for making this tour possible. And you can find more information about Langdale House in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. With that, let's continue with the formal living room. I love how they curated this space. Comfortable seating, the ottoman right in the center with linen upholstery, and these textures are also repeated throughout the room, like the linen window treatments, and there are a lot of traditional classical elements like this gorgeous chandelier right in the center. Now, over on the other side, we have our gas fireplace with a limestone surround. I like how they recessed in lighting into the floor to highlight the frame of the gas fireplace. And also, Armand, can we get a close-up? I'm obsessed with these candle holders serving as wall sconces. Armand, the properties that we toured, they have wall sconces, right?
Yes.
Back in the day, when people didn't have bulbs, they had candles. And here, when the candle burns, all of the drippings of the wax gets collected here. And then there's a weight on the bottom to keep the candle upright and level. Such a beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Over on the other side, again, we have all of these casement windows with brass hardware, bringing so much natural light. And we're doing this tour a little bit later in the afternoon, but a few hours ago, this room was getting fantastic natural light. Another detail I want to point out, they have modern and rustic elements throughout the home. Here we have two plush modern chairs and then a rustic element like this table with a stone countertop with all of the imperfections. And then you go over to the other side, we have a side table with a cast iron leg, aged brass rim with this beautiful marble countertop and a marble table light. Bookcase here. I just really appreciate how intentional they were when it comes to designing this property and how much thought that went into every single corner. Beautiful room. Now, I want to take you across the hallway to the other side where we have the office. Another cozy room featuring the same hardwood floors, paneled walls, and here we have our white oak desk with softer corners, all vein matched with this natural finish. And then here we have a small seating area and all these built-ins with accessories, recessed in lights to highlight all of these features. And I love the custom elements here. The curved corners, how the center section is proud kicking out. The crown molding detail continues above the cabinetry and these elegant brass handles. Nicely done. Now, going back to the foyer, to our right, we have the staircase going to all 4 levels. Again, the steel case doors opening up to the great room, but I want to quickly go this way to show you the coat closet and all of this built-in storage with paneled back walls, built-in seating. The door at the end leads you to the 1-car garage, and here we have the first powder room. I'm really impressed with the amount of attention that they put into this room, whether it's the floor molding with recessed in lighting, wall mount toilet with brass accents, and then we have our floating vanity here, fabricated out of marble with this beautiful profile edge detail, and the same marble continues as a recessed in backsplash. And above that, you can see the mirror going up all the way to the ceiling, and they've also continued the mirror underneath the vanity as well, just to give the room more width and help make the vanity feel lighter. And then we have our brass wall fixture, accessories, nicely done. The steel case door assembly here creates separation between the foyer and the great room. But I also like how it allows natural light to travel through. It has this beautiful rich bronze color that takes them 2 weeks to do with layers of paint. And the French doors open up to the great room that's over 1,000 square feet. We have the kitchen, dining area right in the center, and family room to our right. This is a very cozy space, and I like the monolithic approach here with the seating arrangement with boucle fabric. And then they brought additional colors with these pillows, beautiful travertine table right in the center with a polished top, chiseled edge, and a gorgeous rounded base on the bottom. And then on the other side, we have our built-ins featuring the same sleek recessed in lights. You can barely see them. TV is nicely recessed in. And we also have exposed hardware throughout to give it that traditional aesthetic. Oversized windows facing the backyard. It's lush green, and this property, especially on the backside, is extremely private. and it's such a beautiful space. And lastly, I have to point this out. We have a beautiful Rosso Verona marble table here with its terracotta red color, stunning piece, and a door here giving you access to the backyard. But more importantly, we have two steel columns here, one on each side, allowing this oversized sliding glass doors to be placed so you can create an amazing indoor-outdoor flow and open up the great room to this incredible private backyard with so much greenery. It is a little windy today, so we're keeping the doors closed. Next up, we have the formal dining room. First thing I want to point out is how the dining area is right in the center of the great room. It interacts with the family room, the kitchen, and it also capitalizes on this amazing view. If you live in this house, you're going to end up spending a lot of time here, enjoy your meals, work on your computer, read your book. So I appreciate how this communal space is right in the center, pulling all of these rooms together with this bespoke chandelier above. This is a unique piece. Now, over on the other side, we have another marble table, and to the left of that, we have a door that opens up to the backyard as well. And here we have our gorgeous kitchen. Every now and then we tour a property where the kitchen is so beautiful to look at. And that's exactly what we have here. Whether it's the two-tone cabinetry, beautiful marble countertops with the custom lip design, stainless steel appliances, paneled fridges, and brass accessories throughout, including those beautiful art lights. And I also like how they used inset cabinets with all of the custom detailing, brass handles. The color on the island matches the color of the built-ins that we saw earlier, and it's just an elegant space that interacts with the rest of the great room. We have windows on this side bringing natural light, facing this private backyard. Such an elegant space. Here we have our main sink with a dishwasher, additional storage here. Within the island, we have bar seating, brass panel lights above, and here is the main section where we have our SMEG gas range. First thing I want to mention, SMEG is an Italian brand, and this is a beautiful piece of appliance with these handles. We have the cast iron girdle right in the center, and I also like how they recessed in the gas range underneath the backsplash. And here's what I mean by that. Normally, when you have your marble backsplash, your appliance goes against the backsplash, but because they wanted things to be fitted a little bit better here, and they wanted things to be more precise, they finished the marble backsplash right here and tucked the gas range underneath it. Little things make a big difference. We have a brass pot filler above, and again, beautiful cabinetry throughout. Now over on the other side, behind these pocketing doors, we have the butler's pantry with this open shelving here, with all of the food, books, accessories, the marble countertop, and how the countertop goes underneath the upper cabinets as well, just to give it that seamless look rather than ending the countertop right here. And Arman, why do they have these little openings on the door?
For the ventilation?
Correct. Now you're learning. There we go. That way, if it gets humid inside the cabinets, it can easily ventilate. Okay, I want to teach you something else.
Okay.
The word custom cabinetry is something that we hear all the time, correct?
Yes.
Do you know what custom cabinetry means?
No, actually.
So, normally, cabinets are manufactured in factories in ideal conditions where you have perfect cuts, perfect finishes. It's like buying a car straight from the factory. Everything is perfect, and you assemble it, you adjust it, and you make it work in your space. When you have custom cabinetry, that means those doors and cabinets are being built in a workshop by someone, installed on site, and perfected on site. So this is all done by hand, meaning the doors, the paint, finishes, how these hardwares are recessed in, it's all done by craftsmen. That's why these cabinets are not perfect, meaning if you look closely on some of the edges, some of the lips, you will see little paint flaws, or you will see little imperfections, because someone had to sit down and one by one paint all of these panels, adjust them, install them to make sure they look like they came out of a factory, even though it was done by craftsmen. And in fact, Richstone has their own in-house team that does all of the built-ins here. That's why it looks so uniform throughout. Did you recognize that?
Yes, yes.
With the bedrooms, cabinetry here, and they have subtle details like this that I really appreciate. You open this door, it ends flush, right? You open this one, and there's a little lip detail. It's just a little custom element that I bet only this house has. And by leaving their hardware exposed, adding these little holes, crown molding detail above. They're bringing a lot of these subtle traditional touches while keeping the cabinetry and the style of the kitchen very modern. Genuinely impressed.
Yeah, I liked it more after your explanation.
Thank you. Thank you. From the great room, we have the sliding glass doors opening up to the backyard where we transition to the terrace that's on a pedestal system with ceramic tiles. We have built-in planters throughout, in this case, a beautiful olive tree, a really nice outdoor dining area, and this is your backyard. Lush, green, so private, and there are some quirky details here. Right in front of us is a massive skylight bringing natural light to the basement level that we will see in a bit. Over here, we have another quaint seating area, more built-in planters, and there are multiple levels when it comes to this backyard. But before we go down to the main section, I want to quickly turn back and talk about the house. Like we mentioned earlier, symmetry is very important for this property. That's why we have the sliding glass doors in the center, and then our second floor, and this entire wing, edge to edge, is the primary bedroom suite. And the level above that, edge to edge, is the junior primary bedroom. I really like those dormers. They provide so much character. And again, you can see how they use lead for those sections, including some of the window trims as well. And lead is such a beautiful material that builds patina. It's imperfect, and it adds to the character of this property as well. They have a Banham security system with cameras throughout the entire property as well. And we're shooting this episode in the first week of July, and the weather is fantastic. It's so sunny, the sky is blue. It's been lovely spending time in London. Now, why don't we go this way so we can show the lower part of the backyard, which is so green, lush. And if you pay attention to the grass, there is a pattern here. Grass bent towards you reflects more light and looks lighter. Grass bent away from you reflects less light and looks darker. And they accomplish these lawn stripes by attaching a stripping roller to a mower, and it creates this look that really complements a traditional estate like this. And look at the setback. Look how far we are from the home, and we're just about on the edge of the property. These mature trees serving as hedging for the property, providing privacy. And within the hedging, we have built-in planters, sculptures, beautiful flowers and plants. This is a lovely backyard and a perfect place for a family or for a big group to live in and to hang out in. And if this backyard and everything this home has to offer is not enough for you, there's also Richmond Park that's just only minutes away from this home. Richmond Park caught me by surprise. 2,500 acres of lush grounds, beautiful trees. People are on their bikes, walking, running. Even though we're in an urban area, somehow as soon as you walk into this park, it's total seclusion. From prestigious nearby destinations like Roehampton, an exclusive green neighborhood in southwest of London, to Wimbledon, the legendary home of global tennis, the historic Ham Polo Club, Heathrow Airport, and central London. The position offers the absolute best of both worlds, unrivaled tranquility with total connectivity. And having Richmond Park nearby is as important of a quality as the scale of the home and its particular location. The distance is a matter of 10 minutes. It's a privilege. Few places integrate this scale of open nature so naturally into everyday life. And then they have deer, ducks. Oh my God, there are so many. Hey guys. Hey. Please don't go. Our tour with the lower level starts with the staircase. That's cased in oak, and I love all of these softer curved elements. Whether it's the hand railing, how all the balusters taper up as it connects to the hand railing, beautiful curved corner, and the staircase gently opens up as it brings you to the landing. Now, if we go underneath the staircase, this is where it gets interesting. The profile of the staircase is quite thin because they were working with a limited space to squeeze in this winding staircase that goes up all the way to the top floor. That's why they built a steel staircase and wrapped it with oak. Now here's the challenge. To keep this profile thin, you need to find a way to support the staircase because they didn't want to place bulky steel columns, which would have made the staircase even heavier and take up more space. Instead, they've installed horizontal steel beams on certain sections. You see this part is a little bit thicker. Same here. And as it goes up, they found a way to bring support from the walls rather than the floor. That's how they made the staircase look lighter, easier on the eye, and by wrapping it with wood, they brought that additional warmth. Looks fantastic. And then right in the center, we have this light fixture that comes down from the top floor, and these glass shades house the light bulbs, and they have the shades throughout the fixture, creating this uniform lighting for the entire staircase. And that wasn't enough for them. They also wanted to address the section that's underneath the staircase. Hence, the built-ins with all the accessories, seating area, these sleek recessed lights. Again, this property is all about making every space count. And that's the staircase for you. Now, over on the other side, the first space we're gonna tour is the studio loft. Now, I use that specific language because this bedroom has its own kitchen, seating area, outdoor access, and of course, its own bathroom. So you have everything you need here. It's a perfect attached guest home. It could also be staff quarters. Here we have our king-size bed with a beautiful headboard design, gorgeous side tables with marble countertops, and I'm obsessed with those handles where you have the marble bowl and the brass base that attaches to the drawer. Exquisite. And then we have these tall French doors opening up to the light well that faces the front of the property. And I also like how they place these steel case mirrors there. So during the day, all that light that comes in bounces off from these mirrors and lights up this space even more. Also, we have great ceiling height here, and the fact that you can just open up the French door and get some fresh air, even though technically this space or this level is below grade, is absolutely fantastic. Then over here we have our rustic table. We have to quickly talk about this. Same bookcase that we saw in the former living room is also here. And then they have Slim Aaron books. I also have a lot of Slim Aaron books. He was an iconic photographer known for documenting the glamorous lifestyles of the rich and the famous. And he has a famous quote, something along the lines of attractive people doing attractive things in attractive places, which sums up his work extremely well. So if you don't know Slim Aaron's, definitely check out his work. I wanted to point that out. Now, over on the other side, we have our kitchen. Same team that crafted and installed the built-ins and the cabinetry on the main level also installed this modern kitchen with built-in handles, modern appliances, but to soften up the space, they brought in the marble countertop with the angled edge, this rustic mirror, just so this modern aesthetic still blends in with the traditional lines of this property. Now, over on the other side, we have the built-in closet, and here we have the full bathroom. Same ceramic tiling that's on the floor continues onto the walls. Chrome fixtures, rain ahead above, glass enclosure, and the floating vanity here. And behind the mirror, we have our medicine cabinets for additional storage and the plug. Beautiful bathroom, and I really like this studio apartment. It will be perfect for your guests, and it's such a nice complementing addition to all of the guest suites that we have on the top 2 floors. Now, over on the other side, behind the steel case doors, we have the wine cellar. And this room smells fantastic because of all the fresh cut cedar, the precision millwork with backlighting and recessed lighting above, and the moody aesthetic here, dark painted walls and all of the cedar. Then over on this side, they've used this light wedge wood slab to create this rustic corner, and down below are your additional bottle holders. I'm assuming this is how you put your bottle into the holder. Really nice space, and of course, it's also temperature controlled. And there's one more thing, Emma, can you go back for a second? On each side, we have these candle holders, which is such a subtle but a fun touch that help the ambiance here. Now, other thing I want to mention, the United Kingdom is our biggest European audience. And I don't know why it took us so long to showcase a property, not only in this country, but also in London. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching our videos, supporting us, and I hope in the future we come to this country more often. We showcase properties in London more. I love London, and I'm just really excited to be here and excited for the future. Now with that, why don't we go check out the next space, which is the chef's kitchen and the laundry room. We have a ton of cabinetry space, 2 washers, dryer in the center, a farmhouse sink with a little platform that's curved on each side. It's a subtle touch. Some open shelving, uppers. Armand, let's get a close up. Do you know why we have the hinges right in the center?
Is it open all the way?
It pulls both doors.
That's cool.
It's a nice touch. And then over here we have a smaller sink, dishwasher, and then we transition to the kitchen. Induction cooktop, vent above, built-in appliances, paneled fridge and freezer. And this is such an interesting take to combine both of these rooms together, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Think about it. When you're cooking, most likely you're not going to be doing laundry. So now you can benefit from all of this extra storage and the countertop space and the sink over there. Same goes the other way. When you're doing laundry, let's say you're doing ironing or you need more countertop space, you can still utilize this section. This home is 8,496 square feet, and they managed to squeeze in 7 bedrooms, all of the communal spaces, and all of these amenities under the roof. That's a lot. So by combining these rooms, you can have a bigger space rather than a very small laundry room and a very small chef's kitchen, and then they can benefit from each other. And ultimately, you're doing work here. So if the upstairs gets really busy, you need a supporting kitchen, or you want to leave the great room all open, just service your guests, you have a chef's kitchen here. Across the room, behind the steel case doors, we have our gym. Dumbbells, rowing machine, punching bag, nice touch, and all of these kettlebells. And just with one kettlebell, you can do so many workouts. And I like that they're colorful. And then over here in the center, we have our TV, mirror wall. And given that this is a small space, it's nice that it's glass enclosed, so the room breathes a little bit more. Across the gym, we have the powder room serving this level. And then over here, we have the steel case doors opening up to the entertainment room. I love this space, whether it's the high gloss lacquer painted walls and ceilings, all of the books, colors, accessories, the art, or this backlit onyx. This room immediately speaks to you and gets you excited. We have the sectional seating here, TV on the other side, nicely recessed into the built-in wall, and then look at all the books, accessories. I bet they spent so much time curating the look here. Bowers and Wilkins built-in speakers throughout, and right above Armand we have our projector, and over here we have a drop-down screen that's 135 inches, so you can have your movie screening experience here as well. And then on the other side we have the foosball table, pool table, all these consoles, and Armand, let's get a close-up. Look at the table light here with a travertine and brass base. Beautiful. And then these high gloss lacquer painted walls. It is such a timeless look. Truly complements the traditional aesthetic of this home. And the space flows to this section where we have a little bar with a backlit wall, brass hardware that holds up all of these glass shelves in place with the spirits. And we have a skylight above us, the skylight that we saw in the backyard. What an amazing space. The fact that we're below grade doesn't even make sense between the ceiling height, the flow, and how they managed to squeeze in so many rooms and moments to the lower level is quite impressive. My hat's off to the Richstone team. What truly drew me to this project wasn't just the property itself. It was the people behind it. I first met with David and Laura Rich-Jones 4 years ago, and their passion for creating exceptional homes and experiences immediately stood out. Richstone Properties is a London-based creator, owner, and operator of bespoke high-end residential estates. Over the last 2 decades, they've quietly built an international reputation across London, Saint-Tropez, Antibes, and the Caribbean, driven by a multidisciplinary team of over 40 specialists in design, historic restoration, and sustainable development. But what truly sets them apart is their extended ownership experience. With a 10-year warranty and complete white glove maintenance, their care extends far beyond the sale. Once you understand the Richstone standard, you recognize it instantly. It's not just the design, it's the taste, consistency, curation, and genuine dedication of the Richstone team that inspired me to travel all the way to London to experience it firsthand and share it with you. Now we're going to tour the second floor. On this level, we have 3 bedroom suites, including the primary bedroom. We're going to start with these 2 that are facing the front of the property with a shared bathroom. They're pretty identical to each other, so why don't we tour the one on the left. Spacious room with built-in closets for all of your clothes. King-size bed with bedside tables, and again, those stone table lights. All of these casement windows with brass hardware. All these windows come with roll-down shades, blackout curtains, and just like the rest of the property, we have modern furnishings, rustic antique elements, all working together. It's a beautiful bedroom, it's spacious, comfortable, and I love the warm textures and the colors here. Now, before we leave this space, I also saw that our team put one of our Nuare candles here. We make all natural ingredient candles, hand pour them in Los Angeles, curate the scents ourselves, and if you want to check us out, please visit us at nuarehome.com. Our candles are fantastic. Wanted to quickly mention that. With that, let's go check out that bathroom. I really appreciate the quality of the materials and the finishes here. Whether it's the marble flooring that seamlessly go into the walk-in shower, cast iron freestanding tub with an enamel finish on the inside to both protect the tub and to give it this traditional aesthetic. And then we have chrome fixtures throughout, whether it's the tub filler or the wall fixtures here with a floating vanity. Again, marble is nicely recessed into the wall with alabaster light fixtures. And of course, these mirrors are all medicine cabinets as well. Now, over on the other side, we have the walk-in shower. Even though the vein structure with these slabs are so intricate and intense, because of the flatter finish with the stone, there is this softer aesthetic when it comes to the walk-in shower. And then we have our chrome fixtures, rain head above. And speaking of chrome fixtures, we also have a towel heater here. Now I'm gonna have a question for you. How do we know that this is a towel heater, not a towel rack?
There's an extra piece at the bottom. Is it about it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That is correct. That is the heat source that heats up the entire system so that your towels are nice and warm when you get out of the shower. I love towel heaters. If you have the means, definitely spend the money and install some towel heaters in your home. Now, I want to quickly go back to the hallway, and on the other side, we have the primary bedroom. It's 884 square feet, and it certainly feels that way. It's spacious, grand, gets so much natural light, faces that amazing backyard, but it also feels warm and inviting. We have our king-size bed here with beautiful beddings, bedside tables, and again, I'm obsessed with these brass handles. And even the oak frame for the bed here tapers nicely. Again, all of these design elements and features are repeated so subtly throughout the property. To my right, we have the first walk-in closet, same style built-in cabinetry with brass handles and exposed hardware, a rustic desk, across from this casement window, and there are 3 walk-in closets in this bedroom, and this is the first one. Now going back in, on the other side, we have a cozy seating area, another one of these rustic mirrors, and I'm not even sure how they curate all of these antique pieces, modern pieces, and create this cohesive design and aesthetic. It's so hard, but they really pulled it off here. Now, going here, we have the second and third walk-in closet. Emma, why don't we quickly show it? Again, all built-in cabinetry. Even the AC diffusers are nicely worked into the plastic, just so it looks a little bit easier on the eye. We also have pocket doors if you want to seal off these sections. And over here, we have the third walk-in closet with all of these windows facing the greenery. I love this view and the amount of natural light that comes in. Now over here, we have the primary bathroom. The scale of the room is fantastic. And then we have this chrome console vanity with beautiful polished legs, marble countertop with the lip design, and the same marble continues as an intricate backsplash, and these beautiful alabaster light fixtures framing this section. And then over here, we have an oversized freestanding tub with a chrome tub filler right next to a window, again facing the backyard, Japanese toilet. And over on the other side, we have the beautiful walk-in shower that's glass enclosed. And they repeated the same marble throughout. They didn't introduce any new mosaics or tiles, same stone to fabricate the entire space to create this beautiful, rich aesthetic that's timeless and elegant. And then we have Samuel Heath fixtures, handhelds, rain heads, built-in shampoo niches, beautiful design. And this primary bedroom with the view, the way it makes you feel, and how it's designed and curated is truly special. Now we're gonna check out the top floor. On this level, we have 3 bedroom suites, including the junior primary bedroom. And the floor plan here matches the floor below. We have 2 bedroom suites facing the front of the home, 1 bedroom suite facing the backyard. These 2 are identical to each other, so I'm gonna just tour this one. Comes with a queen size bed, built-in cabinetry. That's the window that's placed inside the dormer that we saw on the exterior of the property, and that's how they're allowing natural light to come in to these rooms, even though it's technically underneath the roof structure. And just like the other bedrooms, with beddings, textures, rustic pieces, furnishings, it feels very cozy and inviting. Now, over here, we have the bathroom. Because it's situated on the corner, we get this interesting angle, and to make the best of it, they have placed some built-in cabinetry here for extra storage, wall mount toilet, same marble floors, floating vanity with chrome fixtures, a little window for extra ventilation. And over here, we have the walk-in shower. Although they use the same marble, on the walls they use subway tiles out of the same marble, installed staggered with white grout. So they stayed in the same family, but gave it a different aesthetic. Nicely done. Now I want to go back to the hallway. A couple more things I want to mention. They really paid attention to their lighting in this home. Look at the recessed floor lighting with the hardwood floors and the baseboards. And we also have 2 skylights bringing additional light to the hallway. And at night, you can easily turn off the ceiling lights, leave the floor lights on to give it a dimmed, a little bit more moody aesthetic while still being able to see where you're going. Now, next up, we have the junior primary bedroom. Just like the primary bedroom, now this entire wing is dedicated to this space. Built-in cabinetry to my left, 2 windows, again, extending out from those dormers, king-size bed with rustic bedside tables, and then over here, we have the full bathroom. I'm sure at this point, you can understand how the floor plan of the top level works. Because this level is incorporated within the roof, we have all of these different angles. And again, junior primary bedroom faces the back, bathroom is pushed all the way to the edge, hence we have the corner. But they made good use of the space by adding additional storage. Toilet is tucked on this side. We have a freestanding tub, given that this is a junior primary bathroom, and our floating vanity, towel heater, and a spacious walk-in shower with chrome fixtures. Another beautiful bathroom. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. This is our first tour in the United Kingdom, and I'm very honored that the very first property we picked is a Richstone Properties asset. So I want to give them big thanks for making this tour possible, and I hope we come back soon because I love London. All right, everyone, that's it from Langdale House. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was really exciting for me to experience one of Richstone Properties' creations in person, analyze their aesthetic, and better understand how they go about developing a home like this. I'm very thankful to them for the opportunity to tour this incredible property. And as always, you can find more information about Langdale House in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.